Imagine buying like a screen so massive and specialized that just a single misplaced projector pixel or a slight echo totally ruins the entire illusion.
Well, it completely breaks the immersion.
Exactly. So today we are taking you on a custom-tailored deep dive into the engineering that makes those pristine illusions possible.
We're decoding one very specific, very high-end product listing today from HDTVSupply.
Yeah, it is the Draper 254207 SE Profile Plus fixed frame screen. And, when you drop over $2,000 on what basically looks like a giant piece of white fabric, you really have to ask why it requires extruded aluminum baffles.
Well, to understand the engineering there, you first have to picture the sheer physical scale of this thing. I mean, we are looking at a 94-inch diagonal display.
Wow.
Yeah, measuring 50 by 80 inches with a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So this is not something you just casually slide into the back of an SUV.
Right, or even carry up a normal stairwell. I mean, if you tried to awkwardly pivot a rigid, pre-built 50 by 80-inch frame into a standard elevator, you'd end up completely wedged in the corner.
Absolutely, which makes the logistics here actually fascinating. It deliberately ships completely unassembled.
So it's basically ultra-precise, high-tech IKEA furniture.
That is pretty much exactly what it is.
But the listing mentions this sliding hook and loop system for assembly. And I'm guessing this isn't just, industrial Velcro. If you are stretching a canvas that massive, you need serious mechanical tension to keep it flat.
Oh, definitely. It acts like a tension track. So as you attach the fabric to the frame right there in the room, it actively pulls itself drum tight.
Ah, okay. So securing that canvas perfectly flat brings us to the Profile Plus design. The specs say the entire structure sits less than 2 inches off the wall.
Right, but the real feat is the zero-edge borderless option. And this is exactly where those extruded aluminum baffles come into play.
Okay, wait, let's define that. So extruded means the aluminum is forged through a die, right? So it's perfectly uniform and rigid.
Exactly.
And a baffle is usually a structural framing piece. So are the baffles hiding behind the fabric to provide that support, replacing the need for a bulky front bezel?
You hit the nail on the head. The baffles hold the tension system entirely behind the screen, which creates an optically seamless edge. And because of that hidden frame, the source actually highlights that the display is mullionless.
Okay, a mullion being the thick vertical bar you normally see dividing window panes or like tiled monitors.
Right.
So wait, without that physical border, if I butt two of these screens perfectly together, am I just creating an infinite digital portal?
Pretty much. Absolute zero separation. It allows the screens to completely blend into the architecture of the room.
But the frame is just the skeleton. The surface itself is where the physics get, well, really demanding.
Yeah, the listing calls it the ClearSound NanoPerf XT1000V surface.
Okay, so NanoPerf implies it is acoustically transparent. You're hiding massive theater speakers directly behind the screen, and the micro perforations let the sound waves pass right through the image without muffling the high frequencies.
Exactly, and doing that without ruining the picture is incredibly difficult. This fabric actually has a 1.0 gain.
Okay, what does that mean practically?
Well, gain measures reflectivity. A 1.0 baseline means the screen reflects light perfectly evenly in all directions without any hot spots. Normally, when you punch thousands of microscopic holes into a material, you lose a ton of precious light.
Right, so maintaining that baseline brightness on a perforated surface is a major manufacturing achievement.
It really is.
I have to push back on the visual side of this, though. Let's unpack this for a second. The specs explicitly state this supports 1080p resolution.
Right.
If you are building a modern home theater today, does punching physical holes in the screen limit your ability to use ultra-high resolutions, like 4K?
Well, that is the crucial trade-off, and it shows why reading the fine print on AV setups is totally mandatory. Those micro perforations have a physical size.
Right, so if your projector's pixels are actually smaller than the holes in the screen.
The pixels literally fall right through the gaps.
Yeah.
You lose image fidelity. You are deliberately trading maximum visual density for perfect acoustic placement.
And that specific trade-off is a serious financial commitment. Looking at the purchase details, it's marked down to $2,338.
Which is quite the investment.
Yeah, and HDTVSupply throws in free USA shipping, but there is this massive caveat. It's a special order item, so it's non-cancelable, non-returnable, and totally non-refundable.
Which is standard for professional AV engineering. I mean, these are bespoke pieces.
Wait, really? You just can't return it?
No, because once a technician cuts that custom 94-inch acoustically transparent fabric to your room's exact dimensions, they can't simply uncut it and put it back on a shelf.
Oh, wow. The ultimate measure twice, cut once scenario. But to offset that risk, HDTVSupply does back it with a 5-year Draper warranty and lifetime tech support.
Yeah, but the burden of planning is entirely on the buyer. Building a premium viewing experience isn't just about buying the biggest display.
Right, you have to balance acoustic transparency, borderless aesthetics, and rigorous pre-planning.
Exactly. You really need to know your space.
Definitely. And, as these projection screens become completely borderless and acoustically invisible, it really makes you wonder, are we moving toward a future where the architectural walls of our homes simply become indistinguishable from our digital screens?
That is a fascinating thought.
Right. Definitely something for you to ponder the next time you look at a blank wall.